Hi everyone, I just wanted to check in. We are having a lot of people kind of slowly joining us, so we're going to give it just another minute or two and then we will go ahead and get going. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. I just wanted to let everyone know that we are recording this webinar and we will post it on our Passport Online website so you can access it later. If you would like us to send you the link directly, please let us know and we'd be happy to do that. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Amanda Cabaceres and I'm the Social Media Business Development and Marketing Coordinator with Passport Online. Last minute, we actually decided to have Sarah join us. She's one of the developers who worked really closely on this product, so we really wanted to be sure she was here in case you had any technical questions. We did just go live yesterday, and so if you're kind of playing around and you're noticing any bugs or anything, that's what Sarah's here for, to kind of report those. We'd love to hear them so we can get those fixed just as quickly as possible. So thank you for joining us, Sarah.
You are welcome. Hello, everyone.
So Sarah's going to give just a quick little rundown of exactly why we did this update, and then we are going to jump right into the tool.
Good morning, everyone. So you may have used our previous email tools, which were great when they were first launched, but that was more than 10 years ago. And so we wanted to take the opportunity to provide some more flexibility, additional tools, an improved look and feel, more mobile and social media functionality. So that's where these new tools came from.
Cool, thank you. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a brief rundown of some of the new features. We could go on and on about that. We'll just kind of highlight some of the main features, and then I'm going to go right into the tool. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll actually build and send an email together. So we do have the chat box up. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask those. We'll try to save most of the questions for the end and save a little bit of time at the end to do a Q&A. But if you have anything, please go ahead and type it in, and Sarah's actually monitoring the chat box for us during the webinar. So what was our goal with this? Our goal was to design a powerful tool that was designed to make it easy for you to create and customize email marketing templates. And to do that, we've added some new updated features, and some of those include a modern mobile optimized template, a template library for design inspiration, drag and drop editor, which makes it really easy to build and customize emails. If you've used other kind of email marketing tools in the past, some of these tools will feel really familiar and they're super user friendly. We'll highlight all of these during our presentation. You can now preview your email both in desktop and mobile previews, which is really helpful. You have the ability to customize colors, fonts, and stylings to perfectly match your brand or the email theme. And then there's also a banner and image library with the ability to upload your own images and logos to allow you to take that customization even further. So basically, these were all the things that people were asking for over the years, and we were able to do some work and put them all together for you to make this really powerful tool. It's also a very user-friendly tool with more customization available for advanced users. Today, we're going to kind of just do a really quick start guide of how you can jump in and create an email easily. If you have a bit more experience or you're interested in more, there's a lot of customization available within the tool, and I'll kind of show you where to find those. And there's also increased flexibility within the tool that allows you to use to send emails to both create offers, and you can also create newsletter style emails as well, which will make a little bit more sense. So just for fun, we thought we'd show you some really quick before and afters before we jump into it. So if you've used the email tool before, this might be familiar to you. It is, you can tell it's a little outdated. So what we've done is we've done some side-by-side comparisons of this exact email and what it looks like in the new tool. So you can see that it's just a lot more kind of modern and graphic and really user-friendly, and this would look pretty cool in your inbox. And then here's another example. Here's the before, and then here's the after. So just a really clean, streamlined tool. And then here, I believe, is our last before and after. And so again, all of these images are available in the tool, and then I will just jump right in. And again, as we're going along, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask those. So to access the email tools, you will log in through your Passport Online account. And to access that, you'll go to passportonline.com and select the login button that's on the top right. If you haven't used the tool in a while or you're not sure how to do this, you can email our customer support team at support@passportonlineinc.com, and they can go ahead and send you your login information and help you get logged in. But once you log in, what you're going to do, and you should select Agent Port, and then this will bring you into Agent Port. And again, if you're not familiar with Agent Port, we have a lot of training available on that. I will do kind of a quick rundown. So if you've never used the tool before, you'll be able to really jump in quickly and be able to do this as well. But so when you first log into Agent Port, which is kind of your tool that houses all of the offers in the system, it allows you to search all of the offers and then create these emails through here. This should look the same to you. If you've never logged in, this is what Agent Port looks like. So you can use these search tools here to access all of the supplier content in our system. So the two tabs that are really going to be different from this point on are going to be the email tools and the email marketing tools. These will actually bring you to the same place. It just depends where you are in the tool. I'm going to give you a quick tour of that, and then we'll actually start over at the beginning and walk through the steps of building an email. So if you've never built one before, this will be really helpful for you. So if you go to this email marketing tab, these you can see is just a really nice clean interface at this point. So what you can do from here is you can select this box to create a new email. If you've already been in the tool and working on emails, you can select this and go to those saved drafts to allow you to continue editing emails and pick up where you left off. And then the mailbox here is where you can go and view all of the emails you sent before.
And I want to interject something. If you guys had used the tools before and had emails that you had started, hadn't quite completed yet, you'll still be able to get those in here. So don't panic.
Yeah, and I'll actually show you. So if you've been using this tool before, everything's still here for you, and it's really clearly labeled recent emails. You can just select here and it'll actually open, and then this should look familiar if you've used it before. So you can go in, you can still have access to all of your old email history, and it'll be in the older kind of formatted system. So these are the basic steps here. So the new email, save draft, and then mailbox. So where you'll be spending most of your time is in new email. And so when you select this, basically it's just this really clean kind of step-by-step wizard and tool to allow you to build these. So the two different things that are in here are greeting cards. We've updated the greeting cards quite a bit, and we're going to continue adding new greeting cards. And then the offer emails are also in here in the same place. So they live under the templates. And then you can see here all of the templates that are available to you. So now I wanted to show these to you before we really got started on the email, just to point out, so what these templates are is they're kind of meant to be inspiration or allow you to quickly start an email. You have the ability to create a blank email and start from scratch, or you can go through here and you can look at all these templates and see if there's one that's kind of a good starting place for you to go through and get started. So both of those options are available. Once you're in a template that you like, you can do a lot of customization in that, and that'll make a bit more sense once we actually go through and create the email, which is exactly what we are going to do now. So we're going to go to search and book. And then, so here's where I'm going to take a step back, and I'm just going to kind of go over some basics of this tool for anybody who's joining us who hasn't used this tool before. If you have used it before, this will just be a really good refresher. So when you log into Agentport, the screen that we're looking at now is always going to be kind of your home page, and this is where you can do all of your searching. If I'm enabled for booking, so you'll notice that on my account. If you're not enabled for booking, just ignore that part right there. So what you'll do is you can use all of these search tools here. You can search by destination, you can search by your departure dates, your cruise line, specific ships, port, cruise type, all of these different nights. And then this will bring you to all of the content that's available in our system. So I'm just going to do a really basic search just to kind of give you an idea of all of the content that's available and then what we can do with that. So I'm just going to go to the Caribbean. We're starting to get a little chilly here, so maybe it's time to start thinking of a nice vacation. So you can see here, I've done just a basic search for Caribbean vacations. I've got 2,100 plus results available to me. So I can go ahead, and what I can do from here is I can actually filter these further. I can add in more filter parameters and things like that and really narrow down my results to get exactly what I'm looking for. I also can sort my search results that did show up here in different ways. I can hover over this and see what the different promos are that are available. And then I can also just select info and get a nice little screen snip of a detailed itinerary for that particular sailing. So if you haven't used this portion of the tool before, the search portion, reach out to us at support@passportonlineinc.com. We do trainings that are just on Agentport that can help you go, kind of learn this tool in that part in more detail. We have some pre-recorded, and we can also do one-on-one trainings or a training like this. But again, reach out to support@passportonlineinc.com. If you're kind of looking at this part of the tool so far and it's a little bit unfamiliar, we'd love to help you get more familiar with it. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to select some offers to add to my clipboard. So adding offers to my clipboard is going to be the very first step in building an email. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get a couple different cruise lines just so we can have some variety. So we'll just do these three. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them to my clipboard. So you saw I just selected this checkbox here, add to clipboard, and now, okay, so I already had a couple offers on my clipboard as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select a couple offers that I would like to use in my email. Let's do these here. Okay. Now I've selected the three offers I'd like to use in my email, and now what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and simply select email. And then this is going to bring us into kind of the first steps of that tool, and this should look familiar from here. So since I haven't created an email at this point, I'm going to just select new email. And then it brings you back into this template, which should be familiar. So I'm going to go through these offer templates. Let's see, I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm just going to go through here. Let's see. Warm and sunny is what I selected. I'm looking through these templates. Again, if I was looking for something really specific or wanted to get a little bit more creative, I could select create blank email and just start from scratch. But I'm going to use a template, and let's go ahead and use this one here. Okay, so I've selected my template, and now it brings me into the template builder. So this tool is so cool, and it's just so user-friendly at this point. So basically, each of these areas on here, you can see, hover over them. You can see what's like an image. This is text, more text, offer. So each of these boxes act as individual modules, essentially. And you can go ahead, and what I can do here is I can rearrange them. So when I was talking about dragging and dropping, that's what I meant there. So I can rearrange all of these, which is just a pretty cool thing you can do to really be able to set up my email the way that I want it to. What I'm going to do, just to make this a little bit more clear, is I'm going to go through and just kind of touch on each of these boxes and show you how you can customize them. So the first box up here is the edit browser link, and this is just having trouble viewing the email. Click here. I can change this if I'd like to. My next box is my image box. So now the images are really cool. So the images, they replace what was formerly titled banner. So I can do a lot of things here. So what I can do is I can change this image, and we have gone in and loaded tons of images into here. The greeting cards are also living in here as well. But so I can go through and I can look for different images. I can change those. The other thing I can do is I can upload my own images. So this would be really cool if you have images you wanted to use. I know a lot of agencies out there do have their own custom images. Something cool you could do is you could upload your logo. You could have your logo over the top of an image. So there's so much personalization you can do through there. And then the other thing that's neat is that I can add multiple images. So where before you could only have the one banner image, now I can add multiple images. So as I said, I'm going to go through each of these boxes and show you some of the basic customization that you can do. So I'm going to go into image settings. If I wanted to, I can change the width of my image. I can change the padding around my image to give it a little bit more space if I wanted to. So these are not these kind of advanced features are not anything you need to do. But if you are looking for more customization, that's something that's available for you. So I just wanted to point it out. I'm happy with this image, so I'm actually going to leave it. The next block here is the text block. So if you have our Next Site website program, or you're familiar with even just like a word processing program, this should be really simple for you to use. So the text block, you're actually going to make your edits over here. And I can add any text I'd like here, and then I can also go in and I can do some styling to this. I want this to be a bit bigger, smaller, go the other direction. And I can also go into my advanced settings here, and I can change the background color. So right now I have it to be white, but I think I'd like it to be red instead. I'll just make it red so you can see it. So I can go ahead and change that background color here. So again, each of these boxes you can customize individually to really help build that custom email that you're looking for. So I'm happy with this again, so I'm going to go ahead and save this and then move on to the next. This is the same thing. If I chose to add one more text block, I'm just going to select up here to add more blocks, and I could drag one into the middle and do that. I decided I've changed my mind, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. So now moving on to the last thing that's on here that we can edit, and then I'll explain what these more blocks here. These will be our offers. So again, these are the 3 offers I've selected from my clipboard, and it's gone ahead and auto-populated those for me. So there's different ways that your offers can, so I'll slow down a little bit. I'm just excited and moving quickly. I selected offer here, so now it brings me into the edit offer module over here on the right. A couple things I can do at this point. I can actually change the offer. So if you remember, I had more offers on my clipboard. I could actually select change offer and pick one of those. And then there's a couple different layouts for the offers as well, where that was something that was definitely not an available option in our previous email tools. So I can go ahead and select change layout, and you can actually see, so the one I have selected is simple. So it's just a simple line of text, the pricing, and then learn more, and that would open up the offer in the window. You can also select to have an image display with this. So this is image right. The other thing I can do is image left. So now it's the image on the left and quite a bit more text here. And then finally, image top. So you can see the different layouts here. I've decided I actually just want to have 2 offers. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one here. So again, so much flexibility. If I changed my mind, I could go back in and add another one. But so if we're going to get into just a little bit more customization and flexibility at this point. So again, we're in just our basic editor, and then I've selected add more blocks up here. So these 5 categories are the different blocks you can add in. And when I mean block, again, each of these are being counted as an individual block. So what I want to do is I want to, again, add another text block. I can add that here. I want to give this a background color of red again here. And then this is my new text block. And then I'm going to make this font white so we can see it, make it bold. And then I want to change the margin. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. And now I've done that, so I'm going to select save here. Okay, so now you can see where I put my new block. And then I can do the same for each of these. If I wanted to add in a new image, I can just do that. I can take this, drag this over, add an image, and then this would bring me back, select image over here. So basically all the editing is done in this right window pane over here. Image, select image, and this would bring me back to this window where all of the images live. And then if I wanted to add another image, I could go ahead and select that. And now the image is placed in there and perfectly sized for me. So we've got that. Now I'm going to go again, add more blocks. A couple more things I can do. I can add in a divider, and that is just a simply, that is a line. You can style the line. These are the different choices. Dotted. This might make more sense actually to have between my offers. So you can see I'll move that down here. And now you can see exactly what that looks like. And I did just want to point out or kind of mention, we're getting a ton of questions here. Sarah's actually going in and answering these questions one-on-one, but at the end we will go through the questions and kind of answer some of the really relevant questions to the group so everybody can hear it. So I just wanted you to know we're getting tons of questions. Feel free to continue asking. These are really great. So you can see that I've moved my divider down here. But now I've decided I want to take this out, just select remove, just as simple as that, that's there. And then the last 2 buttons, so I can add a button, and this would actually be a like an interactive button. I can change this text. And then I'm going to make this visit passport online. And then I don't really like how that looks, so I can go to my button library. And, you know, I would rather have a rounded button, so I'm going to select that. And then I selected advanced settings, and this will actually allow me to change my color. So you see, just like that. So select save. Okay, perfect. So now I've got a button. And then finally, the last block I can add over would be the offer, and if I wanted to add another offer, I can do just that. Drag it here, and then this brings me to my clipboard that has those 5 offers we've already selected, and then it would allow me to kind of select the way that I wanted that to display. So I'm happy with this. We've got a funny looking email here, but I think you can see all of the different bells and whistles. So what I want to do is show you, I mentioned in the very beginning the different views that are available. You can preview the email on a desktop as well as a mobile device. So select this. This is what it would look like on a desktop. That's what I've selected here. But then also I can see a mobile view, and I can click that. This is really cool. If you think about how a lot of us consume our emails, it's generally going to be on a mobile device, especially first. I know sometimes we'll check our email on our phone, and you start there. So I can see this, and then if I'm like, you know what, this doesn't look exactly right, I can change it in my mobile device view as well, and then I'm going to go back to my desktop, and so here we are. Okay, so at this point, I am happy with my email. I'm happy how it looks in my mobile device, as well as on a desktop view. I'm going to select Save, and now I'm going to get ready to send. So I'm going to go ahead and select the Save and Configure, and this basically just says, yep, I am ready to go. So here are the fields you need to fill out. A lot of these should look familiar. A lot of these have to do with the anti-spam laws. So here is my subject line. I'm going to send it I'm agreeing to the anti-spam laws, contact info, send it over to Cynthia. So here we have this, and then if I wanted to go ahead and preview this again, I can do that from here. I can preview in this window. So again, here is my preview on a desktop. You can see now my buttons are interactive. That's really cool. I have my legal information down here at the bottom. I can see this again on a mobile device, and I'm looking at it and I'm happy with this. So then at that point, what I would do is I would go ahead and select Send. A couple things I want to point out here while we're in these kind of delivery options. So I can send the email. I can select this to get the email HTML, and what this would do would actually give me just that, give me the email HTML. And this is for the users who use like a Constant Contact or a MailChimp or some other email delivery program. So you can actually build the email, just select this, and a pop-up will come up and give you the HTML that you can just input it into another device. And then the second thing is if you do use client-based, you can do the exact same thing. So you can select Prepare for Client-based, and what that would do was it would give you the HTML for client-based with the client-based tokens kind of baked in there for you. So I can go ahead and just send my email. I need to select a website, sorry about that. So in this, there we go. So send email, and then here we go. Email has been sent. So I'm going to go back to my email tools. The second thing, last thing I wanted to show you is I want to go ahead and build a greeting card really quickly, and then we're going to open it up to questions. Hopefully you all can get in there and play around with this tool. I know that the developers are in there making some like kind of last minute changes and things that have come up this morning. So if anything's a little bit funky as you're getting in there, again, let us know, but also we are actively working on it and have been since yesterday. So this is, again, a really cool, exciting tool. Sarah has one thing to mention.
I know I've spoken with Tamara through the questions about, for some of you, when you go into new email, it's not showing the templates, and that is being worked on right now. So rest assured we'll have that sorted out for everybody pretty quickly. I'm not sure the nature of what's causing that because I'm in here, but yeah. We'll find it out and get it fixed for you. So.
Awesome. Oh, so someone just asked about if we're going to discuss the share with social media button, which I breezed over.
Yes, so when you click on the share to social media, it's actually just going to give you a link to that email, which you can then take to Facebook, for example, and create a post and have that post point to your email you've created.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so like I said, so the last thing we're going to do really quick is I'm going to go ahead and just show you these greeting cards. So these greeting cards are just a really fun graphic way to kind of send your customers a quick little fun email. That's just that. So we have different holidays, definitely adding more. So we have holidays, kind of a congratulations, thank you, bon voyage, know before you go. And again, this is something that we're continuing to build, so I'll kind of briefly show you what some of these look like. So I've got some holidays in here. These are just, again, really pretty fun emails. Thank you. So what I'll do, I'm just going to select this one because I think it's pretty. So I'm going to select, again, so this is really cool, works exactly the same way. I have my different blocks that I can go in and edit one by one. I can add more if I wanted to, but I think this is really cute and really looks just the way that I want it to. So I'm just going to go in and customize my message.
And I just want to add, this is my favorite of all of our greeting cards.
Yeah.
So
these are really fun. Sarah and I have actually been making these, and I've had a lot of fun kind of making these. So if you think there's something that, you know, you really would love to see in there, let us know, and we'd love to try our hand at creating it. So again, I've done my little customization here. Select save. This is how I want it to look. I can see my previews on desktop, again on mobile. You can see where that text went, where the image is. I'm happy with this. So I'm going to go to save and configure. And this brings us to the same, address and send screen that we had on the regular email tools. I'm noticing in the chat box that we're getting a lot of questions about this screen in particular and some of the features. So I'm going to go through and just give a little bit more information on this again. So again, here's the subject, here are the email addresses. So the tool doesn't function differently than the old tool in the sense that you can't send it to mass email list or anything like that. You can send it to one email. So what we do recommend, as we always have, there's a couple different options. You can send it from yourself here and send it to yourself, and then through your email program, whether it be Outlook or other, you can forward it on to your email list from there. So that's one option. Another option, and a lot of people do this, is they can actually go ahead and get this email HTML, and then what would happen from there is that you could take that email HTML and then you could put it into a program like Constant Contact or MailChimp, and that would allow you to use their tools to do the mass email program.
just to clarify, there's nothing in the email tools that allows you to upload a list or handle any kind of list management. It's not a CRM. This is just for composing the email, and then again, you can send it through your CRM, like Client Base, Constant Contact, MailChimp, whatever you want. You can send it through here to one single person, which is great. Maybe you've got a client on the phone who is looking for a couple different options. You could pop in here real quick and say, hey, here's 3 different cruises that we talked about, and send it directly to them, but it's not designed for you to send from here to multiple people. You still need to go through Constant Contact or Client Base or something like that.
Yeah, and then we do have a lot of users. It really just depends on the size of your list and what you're doing with these emails. So we do have a lot of users who just send this, like I said, to their own email and then forward it onto their list. And then that kind of depends on the amount you can send through your personal, like Outlook or something like that. So it doesn't have to be really technical. You can simply just do something like that, and that will work totally fine. As always, if you have more specific or one-off questions on that, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd love to help you kind of navigate through the best practice for you and your business in this. So again, the different steps here, this would be send email, just like that. So all I would do is send that email. This email HTML would build that HTML that I could then take and copy and paste into a different CRM. Share to social media.
Yes, when you click on Share to Social Media, it's just going to give you a link. And then from that link, you can take that into any social media site you want, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, something that's not yet been invented, anything that will let you share a link. And then you can include that link along with your post.
And then send via client ease?
Most people don't have that. However, if you are configured with client ease, then it's going to work the same as the client base. It's just going to give you a client ease specific version of the HTML.
And then again, if you selected prepare for client base, what this would do is it would build you that HTML with all of your client base tokens baked into that.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is our email tool in a nutshell. I think that there's so many things you can do. It's really hard to kind of streamline it and show you everything really quickly because there's so many cool features. If you were just hopping in and had your offers and building an email quickly, you could easily click through and build an email in like 3 to 5 minutes, and you could spend hours and hours like we have going in and customizing each and every single piece of it. So it's really cool because it's meant to work for basically every level of user and everyone's like interest level as far as what they would do. So that is all that we have for you on this right now. I'm going to go through the questions with Sarah and see if there's anything that we think would be really great to share with the group. If we haven't answered your question, we will definitely reach out to you one-on-one.
Yeah, I just lost my window that had the questions in it. So I apologize, guys. I don't know.
So a lot of people are asking us to send them a link to the recording. So we actually will have all of your email addresses. So everybody who registered or attended for this, we will go ahead and send you all a link to this directly. So don't worry about that.
Okay, so most of what we got a lot of questions about were how do we load lists in there, and I think we already covered that this is just for composing the email. It doesn't give you the tools to send those out. We had some questions about the promos that were showing when we were searching for offers and how you see the details. And for that, you can actually just click directly into the offer.
And so what she means by that is these offers that we're displaying after we went back in the beginning and did our search. So it's these promos right here. So I can hover over these. So if you're affiliated with a consortia, your consortia exclusives would be here, anything like that would be, and then these are also going to be just kind of industry promos. So I can hover over these or click into the offer like Sarah said and see exactly what those are. So it's listed right here. More details will bring me into here, more details. So I hope that answered your question, Charles.
And we had another question of, can anyone in my office use this email tool? Absolutely. If you have a Nexite or a Vacationport account or anything like that, you'll have access to an admin area where you can actually go in and create separate logins for each of your agents. And if you need some help with the steps to do that, you can always contact our support team.
Tamara asked, do I have to build templates first? Absolutely not. So what we've done is gone in and created these templates, which have, they're really just meant to kind of give you a place to get started. We hope you use them and find them totally useful. You can go in and start from a blank template if you would like, but again, you don't need to. Can the opt-out box be moved to the top?
And you can actually move any of these sections of the email around to wherever you would like. So you're not limited to how we have it displaying. We've just created these templates as a starting point. So you can absolutely go in there and move everything around as you want.
So I'm just going to read some of these questions to Sarah, actually, because they're a bit more technical, and we are lucky to have her in here with us. If we opt to customize our own image, how can we find the pixel dimensions?
So these emails are actually all responsive, and so what that means is depending on the device that someone is viewing them in, they'll actually scale themselves down to better display at that. The templates that we've designed and the sort of base starting point for all these emails is 650 pixels in width, so there's no point to create anything larger than that. but the system will automatically make it display smaller than that if somebody's looking at it on their phone, for example.
And so Melissa asked, is there a limit to how many trip options or itineraries can be included in one email? And the answer is no, you can include as many as you would like. So if you have multiple offers, you can definitely add those in. We got another question, how could we use this to make a newsletter? So you can use the exact same template where we're dragging and dropping text blocks over. And so how you would build a newsletter with that is you would just remove those offers and you would just have text blocks. Maybe some images would be really nice to have in between those. And you can include offers if you would like, or you don't need to as well. Jeanette asked if you can add logos. Yes, you can. I'm just going to bring the email tools screen up so you guys can kind of look at all of this as we're the more exciting screen. Can we add our logos? And you absolutely can. You would just upload it into your personal image library and then add it as an image wherever you want in the email. Another kind of styling tip for that is before you upload it, you can overlay your logo onto an image. And so that would be a really cool way to include it as well. Reading through these, we've got so many good questions. Thank you all so much. So we got a couple questions about who has access to this. Anybody who has a website program with Passport Online has access to Agentport. A lot of people have access to Agentport through their consortia. If you have questions about whether or not you do, definitely reach out to us. Someone asked if this comes along with ESP, which is the social media posting tool, and it does not. So it does come with the website programs for Passport Online, and then one of the options we're visiting is actually allowing people to access this as a standalone product as well. So if you have questions about that, I don't know if we're there today, but we're close. So we would love to have that conversation with you. So this can be available for everyone, regardless of your relationship currently with Passport Online and the products you use with us.
So it's best to just talk to us one-on-one about it because we may know, oh, you're part of this consortia, you actually already have it, here's where you need to go.
And again, can anyone in my office use this tool? Anybody who has access to this, they absolutely can. And I think that basically covers all of our questions. Some of these questions that we didn't get to, we will reach out to you and kind of answer them on a one-on-one question because they seem a little bit more specific to particular needs. So we will hang out here for just a minute to see if there's any additional questions. We want to thank you all so much for joining us. We are so excited to have this tool. We want you guys to get in there, start using it. Send us an email. Let us know what you think of it. Go and make an email and send one to sales@passportonlineinc.com, and we'd love to check it out. Play around with the tool if you want to feel like getting creative and just see where it goes. You can send one to yourself as well. So lots of options to get in there, play around with it. Let us know. Our team has put so much work into this, and we're so proud of this tool, and we really hope it is as useful for you as we believe it will be.
And if you create a really great template, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, if you have ideas for templates or greeting cards, again, reach out to myself or Sarah, and we would love to kind of bake those in for you and build them. Again, we know that you guys are the ones using the tool, so we want this to be as useful as possible for you. Oh, Mary, we got a question specifically when this will be available for NextGen agents. I believe that the tentative plan for NextGen is to roll this out right after your, your cruise. So I think October 5th is the tentative date. We will reach out to you individually with a little bit more communication on that. And as a NextGen agent, this would be available through your OnTarget tools. So Again, thank you all so much. We will send this recording out to all of you. If you want to join us again, there are several more trainings scheduled, and we'll get even better at them as we go along. This is all brand new to us too, so we're just really excited. Thank you.
Thanks.